Well, hello, I'm Mary Schrank. Today I want to talk to you about solving probably one of the biggest challenges we have, and that is trying to stay consistent with clean eating. Most experts out there will tell you that aiming for eating clean somewhere between 80, 85, 90% of the day is definitely recommended. We want to get nice, clean, healthy foods in our body because that's how our body operates the best when we have healthy foods that we feed it. Most of you probably know that eat healthy or have tried to eat healthy or have eaten healthy for a period of time and then went back to eat something not so healthy, that our bodies kind of reject that a little bit, and that's a terrible feeling. So, but how do we do it? How do we stay consistent with that? Because we're all busy and we have so much going on. And I want to tell you that I suffered the same challenge myself personally. I work a full-time job. I was trying to come home. I wasn't getting home until like 7 o'clock at night. And how on earth was I going to get something healthy prepared and on the table for my family? And so anyway, I learned from a lot of friends. Believe me, what I'm teaching you today isn't something that I created. There are lots of friends in my life who have taught me ways to make it happen and to be consistent with clean eating. And so I want to share them with you, because I want you too to be successful and achieve your goals and hit those fitness goals. Okay, so we talked about the fact that time is a big challenge for us. So how am I going to solve that problem for you? I can't create more than 24 hours in your day, but I can teach you a few things today that will help you to minimize the amount of time that it takes to create, prepare, and have healthy meals on hand so that you're not making poor choices. Because we all know that if something isn't readily available to us that is healthy, we're probably going to make a poor choice, because by the time we get to that meal, we're probably starving and we just want something quick and fast. So we're going to cover three things today. I'm going to cover with you bulk cooking. I'm going to cover with you sauces and spices and ways to make those healthy meals tasty. Big misconception that healthy food tastes bland and terrible. It doesn't have to. People just don't know how to make it taste good without adding extra calories and sugar, etc. to it. So I'm going to teach you about that. And the third thing that we're going to cover is storage. We want to make sure that once we cook all this wonderful food, that it is still wonderful in 2 or 3 days, or the next day, or whatever day you plan to eat it. So we're going to talk about that as well. Okay, so our first topic is cooking in bulk. You have, in my opinion, two options. You can take Sunday and do 1 or 2 hours on a Sunday and really bust out some good food in advance of the week and have it in containers, have it in your refrigerator or your freezer, and readily available for you to just grab and heat. Or you can plan to prepare extra servings at each meal so that you have a family of 4 and you're going to cook for 6 or 8, so that you have those extra meals that you can bag up, put in a container, and grab out of your refrigerator for lunch the next day or even dinner the next night. So those are two options I believe that will help you to save a lot of time throughout the week as far as bulk cooking and making extra at each meal. So let's start with some proteins. Let's talk about chicken. Chicken is a great protein to make in advance. You can get a big whole chicken. You can put it in the crock pot for several hours on a Sunday. You can throw it in the oven and bake it. When it's done, crumble the meat all up, throw it in a container or a Ziploc baggie, and in the refrigerator you can throw that on top of salads. You can make chicken salad with it. You can eat it all by itself with some nice beautiful vegetables. You can do so much with chicken that is prepared in advance. So chicken would be a great option. Another thing for bulk cooking that I would suggest is ground meat. So ground lean beef, ground turkey, which is lean in and of itself. Bison, which is buffalo, is a very lean cut of meat. So get some ground meat, go ahead and brown it. Brown it with some onions and garlic and peppers or whatever you like to do with your ground meat, but go ahead and brown it. Again, you can store it in a container, you can store it in a Ziploc bag. You take that ground meat, you can throw it in casseroles, you can make tacos one night, you can put it on top of salad if you want to, you can put it in your eggs. Do a lot with prepared ground meat. So ground meat would be another option for your proteins. A third would be your beans, so your black beans, your lentil beans, pinto beans. There's a gazillion type of beans out there, I know you know. So get those. strain them, boil them, however you like to prepare your beans. There's a lot of ways you can do that. Get those done, cooked, taken care of. Again, put them in a container, and then throughout the week you can grab them, throw them in tacos, throw them on your salad. Again, there's so many options with your beans, and that would be another protein. Another would be eggs. Eggs is a great protein option. What I like to do is get a whole dozen eggs on Sunday, boil them all, make them all hard-boiled eggs, put them right back in that styrofoam container once they've cooled, put them in the refrigerator, and literally grab them throughout the week. You can have hard-boiled eggs as a great snack. You can put them on top of salads. You can put them in, make egg salad with it. So many options. Chopped up egg whites in your tuna salad is really good if you've never done that before. My mom taught me that. So I would suggest popping the yolk in the trash can and just having your egg white, or just have one full egg and a couple other egg whites. Your egg whites are only 17 calories each, a great source of protein. So that would be another great thing that you can prepare in advance on a Sunday and have throughout the week. Okay, complex carbohydrates. These are super easy to do and take next to no time. Your brown rices, your quinoa, your whole wheat pasta. Go ahead and get those prepared, boil your water, throw your brown rice, your quinoa. The instructions are right on the packages, your whole wheat pasta. Get that prepared. Again, once it's done, pop it in a container, Ziploc bag, throw it in the refrigerator, and now you've got your complex carbohydrates. So you can take that pasta when you come home at night and just, my gosh, heat up some sauce and put it on top. You could put some olive oil and garlic on your pasta and make a nice, beautiful dish that way. You can take the quinoa and add some chopped up vegetables to it. Quinoa is so incredibly good for you. Brown rice can be a nice, beautiful side with your chicken that you made, or a fish, which is another great protein option, by the way. Making some fish in advance is a great thing. You can grill it, bake it, put it in the fridge, and have it available for you. And so you've got your quinoa, your brown rice, your whole wheat pastas, and those will just be perfect for you to have in the refrigerator and just grab throughout the week. Oatmeal, another thing that you can do in advance. A lot of people don't know that. Get your steel cut oatmeal or your old-fashioned oatmeal, and there's actually crock pot recipes for oatmeal that you can do the night before and actually cook throughout the night, which I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but actually it's really good. If you do that, do it with steel cut oatmeal. It tastes delicious. So you can get your oatmeal prepared in advance and have a quick breakfast in the morning. So there are your complex carbohydrates. Check. Okay, the vegetables. They are complex carbohydrates in and of themselves, but they're also good veggies. So many great ways you can do your vegetables. Certainly you can grill them, which is delicious. A little olive oil, you can throw some spices on it, pop them on the grill. You can steam them, steaming right on your stovetop. You can also get those steamer bags. The grocery stores have them now, where the vegetables are all cut. They're put into a bag. You just pop the bag right in the microwave, and it'll steam for you. Or my favorite is to roast vegetables. If you've never roasted a vegetable, you don't know what you're missing. Roasting vegetables brings out so much of the flavor. And when you what I like to do is, and I learned this from a friend, Jennifer, by the way, I need to give credit. You can take pretty much any vegetable you can think of: Brussels sprouts, zucchini, squash, mushrooms, onions, fennel. The list goes on and on. Carrots, cauliflower, broccoli. You can take that, chop it all up, put them in a roasting pan, a little bit of olive oil, sprinkle your olive oil on top, and then put a bunch of spices on it, which she calls them the Fab Six. So let me tell you about the Fab Six, because you seriously can put these on any combination of vegetables and they're delicious. So you got your vegetables, you chopped them all up, you put them in a roasting pan, you put a little bit of olive oil on top, toss them around so that the olive oil is coating the vegetable, and then you top it with the Fab Six. Fab Six is basil, paprika, onion powder, not salt, onion powder, sea salt, pepper, and then the super secret ingredient. That's why it's in the drawer. I can't tell anybody. Just kidding. The super secret ingredient is just one little small pack of stevia. Stevia is one of the recommended sweeteners because it's not artificial. It's made from real plants, I believe. So there's an awful lot. There's a lot out there on sweeteners, but I particularly right now like stevia. And so you put the 5 spices on, you sprinkle a little pack of stevia on top, and you toss it all again. What the stevia does is it cuts the bitterness from the vegetables. Some vegetables a little bit bitter, so it cuts the bitterness and gives it a little bit of sweetness. And then you just put it in the oven at about 450, and you bake for like 10-15 minutes, however long, depending on the vegetable and how much tenderness you want to your vegetables. And oh my gosh, the olive oil sort of caramelizes on the vegetables so that they are incredibly flavorful, just so much flavor. So roasting vegetables, my favorite. Again, you can do that on Sunday. Put them in a container and grab those roasted vegetables throughout the week. I love the squashes too. Butternut squash, roasted, oh my gosh. Roast it and then you can make soup with it is another great idea. And I love my acorn squash and my spaghetti squash. Those are super easy, so I don't have one to show you. You just take those, the acorn squash or the butternut squash, or the acorn squash or the spaghetti squash. You can do it with butternut squash too. Cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and then for acorn squash, we like it a little bit sweeter. So we will do just a little bit of butter rubbed inside with a little bit of brown sugar and bake it. And then for the spaghetti squash, my husband and I like that a little bit more. We like that with garlic and olive oil. And you can take that spaghetti squash and use it to actually make spaghetti, believe it or not, with the fork at the end. And then, of course, butternut squash, you can just do a million different ways. So roasting your vegetables, you're going to love it. Okay, we're going to talk about sauces and spices. We are going to diffuse the rumor that healthy food has to taste bland and has no flavor. No, it doesn't. You just don't know what to do. So let me help you with that. Spices. I do not have every spice out here. That you can spice up your food. Be very careful with your salts, okay? So you want to make sure that you're choosing things that are either not salt or lower in salt. So add your own salt. Himalayan sea salt is probably the better of the salts that are out there. Regular sea salt is fine too, but don't use table salt. We want to make sure that we keep your sodium down because that you retain water and it's just not good for you. So be careful with your salts. A great way to be careful with your salts is Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash has all kinds of different flavors or options. These are just 3 that I happen to have. This is the original blend, the extra spicy, which we'll use here in a minute, and the Southwest Chipotle. Just happened to be, and there's one that's I think a lemon pepper that is also really popular and really good. Love rosemary. Oh my gosh, rosemary is so good on so many things. And then you've got the option. These are so cool. Like, I'm one of those people that I'll get basil and parsley and all these, and cilantro and all these amazing herbs and throw them away. And they're so expensive because I'm not using them fast enough and I'm not sure how to store them right and I don't know what goes wrong. So these guys here at the grocery store, they're in these little squeeze bottles. This is parsley, basil, cilantro. You just keep them in the fridge and you just squirt them literally whenever you need them into a dish. Oh, that's not good. See, comes right on out. Now it's all over my fingers. That's not good. So these are very convenient and they're amazing, and that'll help you get some herbs into your meals. And let's talk about hot sauce. Love me some hot sauce. When I say hot sauce, I hate to say it that way because people get a misconception of talking like super spicy hot. No, they don't have to be. Be careful with your hot sauces that you get vinegar-based hot sauces and not sugar-based. A lot of them out there have a lot of sugar in them, so you want to be really careful. One of my favorite brands is Cholula sauce. Cholula sauce comes in a ridiculous number of options and different flavors to get, and these are amazing on brown rice. These are amazing on vegetables, on your ground beef, ground turkey, or your ground bison. I mean, I could go on and on. I put this stuff on everything. This one is my favorite. It's the chili garlic Cholula sauce. You could put this on your shoe leather and you'd eat it. That's how good this stuff is. Another of my favorites is the chili garlic. This chili garlic sauce right here. Obviously, I'm a chili garlic fan. Garlic, just talk about garlic for a minute. Put garlic on everything and anything. It's so incredibly good for you. It totally gives flavor to just about anything you're cooking. I personally keep a very large container of already minced garlic in my refrigerator. Look, it's huge, right? And you can throw this on, or you can do it fresh, either way, but this is convenient. And you put this on anything and everything. So there's your garlics. As far as, then you've got your olive oils, you've got your sauces over here. So balsamic vinegar, you've got your olive oil, red wine vinegar is great to make salad dressings and it tastes really good. Apple cider vinegar, amazing for salad dressings as well, and really good for you. And then I learned this one not too long ago. This is called liquid aminos, and this is actually a substitute for soy sauce. We know soy sauce is very high in sodium, and we want to be careful with that. And this is very low in sodium and actually really, really good. So get you some of that, keep it in the cabinet. Another really great sort of sauce or something to spice up your healthy food is salsa. This happens to just be a container of salsa I got at the grocery store. Amazing. And use your mustards. Use your mustard. We want to avoid our mayonnaises. Ketchup has a lot of sugar in it, so be really careful with your ketchups as well. But that's how you add flavor to healthy food without it tasting bland. So be creative. My goodness, I only have a few spices out here. There's a ton, as you know. Again, just be careful with your salts. Okay, storing. What do you do once you have all this amazing food all cooked up in bulk, or you've made extra for dinner tonight? What do you do? My gosh, there's a million containers on the market. These just happen to be mine. I really like them. These are glass, and the lids seal really, really well. They're heavy is the only downside, but again, there's a million different containers out there. Just make sure you've got it nice and sealed in your containers, whatever size that you need, or get you some nice baggies. Personally, I like the freezer bags just because they're usually thicker and sturdier, but quart size, gallon size, the little snack size, just get a whole bunch of different sizes so that you have whatever size you need for whatever it is you're looking to store. The snack ones are really, really cool. So get it all cooked, get it all stored, refrigerator or freezer. Some of the stuff you're cooking on a Sunday, you might go ahead and freeze. Storing in your refrigerator, you probably have about 3 days for the food to still taste good and still be good. So if you're cooking on a Sunday, you can probably expect that you can cook through a Wednesday as far as storing it in the refrigerator. Now, if you want to cook for the entire week, that's awesome. Go ahead and do that, but make sure you freeze some of it because you probably come Friday, the stuff that's in the refrigerator may or may not still be good. Okay, well, I really hope that you found this helpful. Again, I'm with you. I suffered the same challenges and couldn't be consistent with my healthy eating, couldn't get my last 10 pounds off. I was working out and getting the workouts in and just really frustrated. And it really, our nutrition is a big piece of the pie with making sure that we achieve our fitness goals and be healthy. And so we want to make sure that we get this part right. It does not have to take hours and hours, and it does not have to consume every single night after a long, busy day if you happen to work. So I hope this was helpful to you and that you now have some great options for preparing ahead or making extra at each meal so that you too can have a nice, healthy option quickly available to you so that you can stay consistent with about 80, 85, 90% clean eating each and every day. I would love to invite you to a free Facebook accountability group that I run. Again, it's free. Everyone in this group, it's just such a beautiful family, and we simply help inspire and encourage each other to stay consistent with our clean eating, our workouts, making good choices when we eat out, which can be challenging at times. And I would love to invite you into that group. Again, it's free. So how in the world do you get into the group? Well, let me tell you. I've got my Facebook name here at the bottom of the screen. So just friend request me. I'm at Mary Conge Schrank. So please friend request me and private message me and tell me that you would like to join my accountability group. And I'll make sure that I get you in. And that hopefully you too can be inspired and that this group can help you to stay consistent. We post healthy recipes. I post fitness tips. The other thing that I put in there is I'm always announcing when my next challenge group and test groups are coming up. These are fabulous groups where people come together and we're all sort of either doing a clean eating group for 5 days, or we do a particular workout program all together, or 3-day refresh, something like that. And so we can really help and inspire each other. It's just a great family, and be able to do that together it helps us all to stay consistent. So anyway, that's some great resources for you to go to. I'm just, honored to have you listening to me here. If you found value to this, I would love for you to comment below the video and give me some suggestions, or let me know how it helped you lead a healthy, fulfilling life. You have a great day, and I hope that I've added value to that day. Take care.